Thank you. We know that we are an interfaith gathering, a spiritual community that honors all faiths and all teachings. And during the season of peace, we honor specific faiths. And today we honor the Islamic faith. And we have helping with our candle lighting, so will be a leprechaun, Reverend Dawn. Okay, and the first candle is for the Islamic prayer for peace. Bismillahir-Rahman-Ir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Praise be to the Lord of the universe, who has created us and made us into tribes and nations, that we may know each other, not that we may despise each other. If the enemy inclines toward peace, do thou also towards peace, and trust God. For the Lord is the one that heareth and knoweth all things. And the servants of God, most gracious, are those who walk on the earth in humility. And when we address them, we say, Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. And the second candle is the candle of love. So you're invited to bring to mind anyone or circumstance or situation that you wish to pray and know love, healing, and prosperity. And now that our candles of acknowledgement and candles of peace are lit, may this conscience go with us from this day forward. And please join me in affirming. And so it is. Amen.
Good job.
Right. Our reading for today comes from a book by Jane Beach. It's all in how we see it. A consciousness of God opens our eyes to a relationship with the divine essence that is alive and well. Within us and all around us, it is in us and all around us, we just didn't know it. We have struggled with relationships, looking for love, unaware that the most important relationship of all is the one we have with ourselves. Suddenly, as our spiritual essence comes into focus, we begin to have an awareness that life is conspiring for our highest good. And so it is. Amen.
Bye, Aaron!
Yeah, seems like.
Yeah, our amazing music director is running to the airport to go to Florida. Why I wasn't invited, I don't know. Kaleem, could you come back up here for a second?
Should I?
So it's Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yay!
Have you ever met someone so intelligent that when they show up and they realize they've blown a holiday, he went into the closet. And this is actually a tablecloth. And so he was very resourcul.
Is it a tablecloth?
Yeah.
It's all how you see it.
It's all in how you see it. All right, well, I think he just stole my talk too. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But just, this place, we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Yes.
So, question. I'm going to read this so I don't screw it up. Do you believe what you see? Or do you see what you believe? I could leave on that. Have a great day. Yes. Do you believe what you see, or do you see what you believe? Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I had a week. Anybody else have a week this week? I had a week. I had a week. I've been, a little bit of pain, and I'm losing dexterity in my shoulder, and so I've been doing, chiropractic and physical therapy, and I fell on my shoulder 3 years ago. So it's about time that I, maybe address the issue of it. And Susan said to me offhand a couple of weeks ago, she said, Linda, that voice of God coming to you through other people, you might want to get an x-ray. Because if you tore something, nothing the chiropractor will do or nothing in physical therapy is going to fix the tear. So you might want to get an x-ray, see how it looks. So I thought about that. You know how the voice of God comes to you every once in a while in ways that you're not expecting? So, it so happens I was having my annual exam. So I go in and talk to my doctor, and I'm like, oh, yeah, hey, can we get an x-ray? Oh, yeah, you can't move? Okay, yeah. So they take an x-ray, and then she's like, well, and I'm going to go on vacation. When? Like, in about 2 hours? Great. Let's go get labs, my x-rays, and then I'll hear from you next month sometime. Because that's kind of what went through my head. Just going on vacation, who's going to read my labs? Who's going to make sure they call me? Well, gosh, golly gee, if that phone didn't ring 2 days later, not even that, and the her med tech, or whatever you call them, was like, hey, Linda, so your x-ray shows moderate arthritis. And there's something floating around. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like fun. Something's floating around. So and I love this question. Who is your orthopedic doctor? I'm like, crap! I'm supposed to have an orthopedic doctor? I didn't know that I was supposed to have an orthopedic. Does everybody have an orthopedic doctor? Because I didn't. She's like, well, who's your orthopedic doctor? I don't have one. So she gave me one. And wouldn't you know, they called me like immediately to get me in there. Oh, well, they're bored, aren't they? So Monday morning at 8:30 a.m., I go to the orthopedic guy. Now, mind you, I had already called because I knew that he was going to run a look at the x-rays that the doctor took and but I know that those x-rays don't magically appear. I have to manipulate the system. I have to call. I have to go get it. I have to show up with it, because if I don't show up with it, it's not going to happen. So I talk, and they're like, oh, no, we've sent it. Don't worry about it. They've got it. You're clear. So, 8:30 in the morning, they're like, did you bring your x-rays?
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. And I'm getting like, the doctor comes in, and he's like, you know what? Would it be okay with you if we do those x-rays for free? I need to record this. He said, for free? Sure. So they just shuffle me off to, and it was like bam, bam, bam. I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to wait in the waiting room. I didn't have to wait for him to come in and say, I'm going to give you free x-rays. I didn't have to wait to get the x-rays taken. Now I'm back in the room, and the doctor's there, and he gets in, and he clicks in the x-ray. Less than 90 seconds. He turns to me, and he says, so, you need a total shoulder replacement. I'm like, I'm looking around the room. I'm like, who's he talking to? Who's he? Oh, it's a tiny exam. Is he talking to me? He was talking to me. He's like, yeah, you need a total shoulder replacement. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. And so, what does he do? He shows me the x-rays. Of course, I had no idea what I was looking at. Just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that was like holy, like not spiritual, but full of holes. And I'm like, okay. I think I went into a little bit of shock because truly what I was expecting to hear was, you got this little piece floating around, we're gonna orthoscopically go in, we're gonna suck it out. You get to have a day or two off of work, and that's it. Yeah, I was not expecting to hear, we need to redo your entire shoulder. Yeah, that was not in my plans. So, I don't know about you guys, but I hadn't even gotten into my car before the monkey mind went to town. The monkey mind went to town. I'm like, joint replacement. And oh my God, what does that mean? I got to get, oh crap, I have to get x-rays, I have to get an MRI, I have to get a CT scan. And then he wants my blood work, and then, oh my God, the surgery center is a different building, and then you have an anesthesiologist, and then there's a second doctor in the room, and then there's just a lot. There's a lot. But he led me to believe we'll do the surgery on Thursday, we'll take the sling off you 3 days later, and you can go back to work. I was like, well, this is acceptable. It sounds like I'll be out of pocket for a day, and then I'll be back at it. That monkey mind led me to do what you should never do, which is I referenced Mama Google, and I actually watched the surgery. That they would, that is what they call a total joint replacement. You know, and they really lost me when he pulled the saw out. It was, and then there's like hammers, bam, 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 and there's screws, and it was like, and it was not, you have surgery on Thursday and you're back at it on Monday. So I was slowly spinning out of control. How do I make this decision? How is it? I like the guy, but you know, for a 20-minute conversation, that's a whole lot to have happen. So as you could, and I just started to spiral and spiral and spiral. But luckily, I'm teaching a Jane Beach class. And this week was called, It's All in How We See It. Right? And so what do we know? We know that if I think something's going to be hard, guess what? It's hard. If I think something's going to go wrong, something's going to go wrong. Do you believe what you see, or do you believe what you see? You see what you believe. Where am I going with all this? Because this is not, because you don't feel like you're getting the complete information. So on top of, you know, watching Mama Google, I also called my PT friends, and I've consulted many people with many opinions about this. Because it's not a surgery that I'm forced to have immediately. I can make choices around it. But how is it that I make this choice? Well, according to Jane Beach, look for the good. Look for the good? Are you kidding me? Look for the good in surgery? In my arm? What? She also goes on to say that the fun thing about being in faith and having spirituality is that you know that I don't have to control this. I don't have to figure out how all of this is going to happen. I just have to have faith. I have to just believe that if this is what is supposed to happen, then it's going to fall into place. What was it? 3 weeks ago, my credit card got compromised. And the bank reached out and said, hey, did you spend 27 cents at so strip club? And I'm like, yeah, no. And that strip club is in like Texas, right? So yeah, definitely not. So okay, we're gonna cancel your card. We're gonna send you a new one. So they did. They canceled my card. They sent me the new one. And I get it out of the mail, and I do that thing. You call the number, and you activate it, and it's pretty. It's like, oh, I got a new card. Well, because of the pain I've been having in my shoulder, I had to stop at Cars and pick up some prescriptions. So I have my brand new card. I run into the store because all I'm doing picking up prescriptions. So I get up there, and now, mind you, I go to a location that is not near my house because I love the people that are working in that pharmacy. They are friendly, they're fun. I've gotten to know them over the past year. I know their names. I gave them like a little card for Christmas because they've always treated me with respect. And they've always treated me with kindness, and they've always taken care of me. So I'm up there, I'm trying to pick up like $125 worth of painkillers, right? Didn't even know it was going to be that much, but I have my new card. So I'm denied. 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 Like, crap, I'm talking to Rebecca. I'm like, this is a brand new card. I just activated it. There's no reason. Well, let's try the stripe. You know, if you do it 3 times and it rejects, then sometimes it'll take it. But I tried to do the stripe, and it said, no, it has a chip. You have to use the chip. And I'm like, but the chip is defective. I'm arguing with a machine. And I'm also really self-conscious that I've got a couple of people standing in line behind me. And I hate that. It's like I don't want to keep anybody from getting their stuff done and getting on with their day, but sure enough. And so it's not going to work. So I looked up at Rebecca and I said, I'm really sorry. I don't have any money with me. I didn't even bring the other cards, blah, blah, blah. And so she's sitting there now trying to get this thing to do. And I was like, I'm embarrassed. About to say, I'm so sorry, I'll come back. And I hear this ding, and I see the register receipt. She rips off the register receipt, she puts it in the bag with the medicine, and she hands it to me. And I'm like, she said, sometimes I do things that piss my boss off. She gave me the medicine for free. She gave me the medicine for free. It's not because I was on a program or I looked like I really needed it for free. Whatever, it's that relationship. The relationship of you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. And so for months, I've been walking in and telling really bad dad jokes that these guys think are the funniest thing on the planet of Earth. So we have this really good time with each other. We love seeing each other. We love saying, how's it going? She got married on a glacier. She didn't have her family there. He's, lives in an apartment with her. I developed a relationship with people. And I reaped what I had been sowing. So if you reap what you sow, then how does that play into the surgery? We're at the end of the appointment, my potential surgeon and I. After he explains, the 27 parts they're going to have to put in, and but I said to him, I have questions for you. And he's like, okay, what are they? I was like, do you listen to music while you perform surgery? He was like, yes, that's good. Do you like the people that are in the surgical suite with you? Do you like your surgical team? He's like, yeah. I said, do you know any dad jokes? He's like, no. It's like, I'll give you a list. And I was like, I need you to consider, how do you feel about dancing before you start surgery? And he's looking at me like, what planet did this person come off of? And it's like, well, God's planet. Because what I wanted him to hear is that it was important to me that we have a good time. If you're going to cut me open, we're going to have a really good time. I want there to be dancing, and I want there to be laughing. I want there to be high-fiving. I want people to have the best day ever. Have you ever gone into some kind of medical procedure where the doctor is pissed off? Yeah, not the person I want working on me. So he's kind of looking at me. I'm like, okay. And so he sends me off. So Jane Beach, when it's time to make a really big decision in your life and you're monkey minding, Jane Beach has 3 steps. The first is to be positive, to look for the good. What fun, joy, what can come out of this that is magnificent, that's marvelous, that's gonna, it's gonna change the atmosphere. How I look at something is how it's gonna show up. And so why not look at something as, this is the best thing ever. I'm about to have the world's greatest procedure. I want that doctor to know that the best surgery that he has ever performed is going to happen on me on that day. The second thing that she says when you're monkey minding, because seriously, this is kind of a big deal in that it's not easy to get a black or white answer as to do this or don't do it. Who do you go to have done it? Why have it done? I've had people say, well, you got 4 years before you're on Medicare. I'm like, 4 years? I'm not sure I can wait that long. But Jane Beach says, you have to listen. You have to get to your quiet place. That could be meditating, that could be running, that could be riding a bike, that could be walking in the morning, but you have to get to that place where you are quiet enough to hear what the universe is trying to say to you. A lot of people are really, that's where the monkey mind can totally destroy absolutely everything else that you're trying to do, you have to get to that quiet place where your answers come from. Now, do you guys have a place where if you need an answer that you go and you know that the answer's going to come to? Joan saying yes. So Joan, nobody else? Yeah, everybody else. You put yourself in a position to hear what the universe is saying and don't try and change what the universe is trying to tell you. You have to believe that the best is about to unfold just for you, because you're a child of God and the best is out there. But remember, where you look is what you're going to see. So I could be, oh, hi, everybody. You're wearing green. Welcome. I saw your son this morning. What a great view I have right here. Smiling women, knowing that there's a child next door, having a great time. What a great view. I look here, and I look at Bob, who's like wondering if his dog has torn apart his house, whether he still has a couch to go home to. He's probably running the, what was it, $1,200 to buy the new seatbelts. His dog decided to eat all the seatbelts in his brand new car. So I look this way and I just kind of giggle and laugh because Bob's back there kind of going, and I can look over here and think, well, Aaron is going to Florida and it's warm and it's sunny and I want to go to Florida. I want to go somewhere where it's warm and it's sunny. But where you look and through which eyes you look is what you see. So I don't know this surgeon. I don't know anything about a shoulder replacement except that it seems to be a surgery that makes people very, very anxious, including surgeons. So, your focus and your attitude has to be on what it is you want. You have to focus and you have to look for the good stuff. Do you see what you believe? Do you believe what you see? So, it's our responsibility to create the canvas of which our big decisions are going to be made on. Now, Eckhart Tolle, a book, probably you all have this, A New Earth. You can look for the blessings in every situation because life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. And so if you go in fear, the universe is going to give you more fear because obviously you need some work around fear. How do you get through that? How do you have a situation that looks like crap, feels like crap, you absolutely know without a doubt is crap? How do you turn that around? There is a reason that we're here. It's not a mistake that this day, this time, this center, this place, that shoulder, that surgery, they're all mine. It's all mine, and there's a reason I'm here. And so I get to kind of try and decide how I'm going to look at this. Because I very well may be in a situation that has nothing to do with me, but that my presence is needed either the x-ray technician needs to meet me, or that team in the surgical suite needs to realize that their job can be fun, or I don't know. Maybe I'm being put in this situation to affect someone else's life. It's not necessarily that they're there to do something to me. But I have to keep my head in that game. How do you know that you've made the right decision? How do you know? Well, Jane Beach says that your decision will make you feel peaceful. You'll feel uplifted, cherished, and respected, and you'll have the attitude of, I can do this, versus, oh, this is going to hurt. This sucks. Why me? Should I be doing this? Is the doctor just trying to get another new car? What am I that? No. I'm going to put my ego aside, because the more that I live in that world of the monkey mind, of not sure what's going to happen, the failures, all my medical failures come up. And I look at those, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not very much. But the biggest thing that sets in is fear. I'm afraid. And I'm afraid of a couple of things. I'm afraid, A, of the implications of this. B, I'm afraid I'm making the wrong decision. Is this really necessary? And C, I'm worried how this will affect my life. That's a much different view than, well, this is interesting. I wonder what's going to happen here. I wonder who I get to meet. I wonder how magnificent this is going to turn out, and if I'm going to get some function back, which would be amazing. Or, well, this is just like, okay, I am absolutely blessed and grateful that we even have stuff like this. You can completely break yourself, and they can put you back together. A little glue, some duct tape, maybe a stitch or two. But we live in a world right now where medically there's a lot that can be done. But only if you believe in it. Has anyone ever gone into the dentist or the chiropractor or the doctor thinking, oh, this will never work? They're never going to find this. No one can diagnose me. Has anyone ever had that happen? Or, yeah, and you're just like, and you'd keep going down that road of all the negatives, all the bad stuff. This, and I'm kind of young to have a procedure like this done, but okay, well. When it's a God thing, you will be championed by your own personal cheerleader. When you know you're doing it right, when you know you're in the right place, you've made the right decision, and you're feeling peaceful, and you're feeling calm, and you feel like you've made good decisions, and you feel like whatever you need is going to be provided, you've become your own personal cheerleader. You've said yes to whatever this experience that I'm being handed. I'm saying yes. Okay, universe. I don't know what's going on, but okay, let's see what we can do. I have a lot more people I have to talk to about this. I don't know if I'm actually gonna have that surgery anytime soon. But now, I know that there is a path to a decision that will make me be at peace. I know that the wisdom that I need to decide this is going to come to me. And that whatever it is that I need, and whether it's a signal, was me getting $125 worth of painkillers for free a signal? Is that God saying something to me? Here, you're going to need a lot of these. But we're going to fix you. So, these major life decisions. Now, some of you might be thinking about getting married. Maybe somebody's pregnant. Maybe you're thinking of moving. Maybe you're changing jobs. Maybe you're trying to create something in a space that was occupied by a job. Maybe you're thinking of retiring. Maybe you're thinking, does this green tablecloth really match my eyes, or should I have gone with a different color? It's a God thing. Every decision you make can be done with or without your faith. If you find yourself leaning towards non-faith, stop yourself. Talk to a practitioner, talk to the Rev, talk to somebody in the choir. The other thing is you don't make sure you're not surrounding yourself by people who are saying no. If you make your decision and your decision is yes, or if you make a decision and your decision is no, find your people. Find the people who are going to believe that you're able to make a good medical decision based on what you're being told, and will support you 1,000%. Who will make sure, like I'm already having arguments with Judy. Well, you need to come home with me afterwards because I'm going to help take care of you. And I'm like, I'm going home. And she's like, well, you may really want to consider staying with me for a couple of days. Nope, going home. But that doesn't feel right, does it? It doesn't. I'm not peaceful about demanding to go home. But I am seeing that the universe is trying to provide me something. And I'm saying no. So, do you believe in what you see? Or are you seeing with what you believe? I hope you guys all have a great St. Patrick's Day. And I appreciate you coming and listening to me today. And I will let you know that I have not made a decision. I don't have enough information yet. But I'm on a road that says a decision will be made. And it will be right. And I get to have all of you guys. I'm creating my pack, my people. My yes. This is going to be great. It's going to be best joint, shoulder replacement surgery or not. But you all are an important part of my process of remembering that I'm a child of God, that the answers are there, prayer works, love is the answer, and you reap what you sow. Namaste, everybody. Thank you. And we're back to the leprechaun. Sorry.
He's even got a red beard.
He does. Look at that. You actually dyed that.
I did.
That's,
You're gonna have that on for the whole day. Yeah. That always stays makeup.
It is from a platform of our awareness that our thoughts are creating, that we reap what we sow. It only makes sense then to focus our attention and our thoughts and our beliefs on what it is we want. And step away from fear and move into that what we want. But it's not always easy. And sometimes we can't do that. And so that's why we have prayer. It's because we have other people to help us do that. So in this moment, I'm inviting my colleagues, the practitioners, to join me in knowing a higher truth for each and every person here today. To simply know that as we go through life and we arrive at those places, we can look for the good. And we know that whatever decision that we decide, whatever we make, we know it's the right one when we are at that place of peace and feeling within us. We know that we don't need to know everything, that there is a power in the universe that's greater than we are that can help guide us and lead us. And so as we go through life facing these questions, facing these appearances, these problems, we just simply know that it's okay, that that infinite power is with us, it is for us. And if our issue is medical in nature, we know that we have surgeons who are out there dancing, who are out there and absolutely love their surgical team, and those are the ones that we have selected that are to work with us. If our situation is disease, we simply know that there is a power that's greater than we are that is helping us fight this through our immune system, through all of the other technologies and things that man has done. It is all fighting on our behalf. And as we go through this thing called life and we feel lack and limitation, there's not enoughness, we simply can know that we have these practitioners holding us right now in the awareness that we live in an abundant universe. And that we have every right to experience all of that good. And if we are feeling separation from one another or separation from God, we just simply know that we can never be separate because this is all the activity of God. And so we just give thanks. We give thanks for our practitioners. We give thanks for our awareness of that power, that presence that is God within each and every one of us. We surround ourselves with our people who are knowing the affirmative for us. Know that our best is unfolding here and now. So we just give thanks, we let it go, we let it be.